Happy Merry New Year. Another paycheck, another pound, another year, another paycheck, and another fortnight, That's how those saying goes. This will be a break from the more serious Ian Banks videos because it's the new year. It's the end of the last time and the beginning of the new time. You may have noticed that various dictionaries, both online and in print, have published their words of the year for 2024. And if you haven't noticed, then I am. My name's Tim Smith, WordSmith, and this is 2024's Words of the Year. I'll be choosing my own word of the year at the end of this video, but in the meantime we'll be looking at Oxford, Cambridge, Merriam-Webster, Collins and Dictionary.com. So, Oxford, that place where the tourists are many and the traffic is very bad. Their shortlist is demure, dynamic pricing, law, romanticy, brain rot and slop. And the winner is brain rot. Their experts noticed that brain rot had gained new prominence this year in a term to capture the feeling that we were all consuming far too much low quality content. According to the Oxford University Press, brain rot first appeared in Henry David Thoreau's novel Walden and was a term used to describe how society tends to devalue complex ideas. So, nothing new there then. Brain, by the way, goes back to a Proto-Germanic word meaning brain, which probably goes back to an earlier Indo-European word meaning brain. Rot.
It's rotten.
Similarly, by the way, also goes back to a much older word which also means rot. So they're quite sort of, fundamental words. They don't mean something else and have come through the language. They just mean what they mean. Nothing super interesting there then. Collins' shortlist was era, looks maxing, brain rot, brat, raw dogging, anti-tourism, delulu, romanticy, supermajority, and yapping. And the winner was brat. Did you have a brat summer? I did not have a brat summer, mainly because I'm a very good boy. Also, I'm not super sure what it means. As far as I understand it, it's more of a vibe. Collins suggests that the redefinition means confident, hedonistic, and independent. Back in the 13th century, it could be used to describe a coarse cloth coat. Cut cloth. A coarse cloth coat. It's not a coat. Cloak. Got it in the end. Got there. Although in this case there appears to be no clear link between that and a badly behaved snotty little child. Anyway, the earliest uses, according to Etymology Online, seem to go back to an unwanted or unplanned child, but in marriage, so sort of the opposite number of a bastard. The association with behaviour appears to come from a brat coming from a lower class background and so being seen as ill-mannered. First use for adults came in 1968. Then in the 80s there was the Brat Pack, and I'd absolutely love to know whether Charlie XCX is a John Hughes fan. Also, has she successfully redefined a word? Only time will tell. Next! Our spelling-altering fans over at Merriam-Webster chose totality and demure and fortnight and panda and resonate and elision and polarization and weird and cognitive and democracy. Not super surprising picks, considering 2024 was of course an election year for the United States. And they chose polarization. As it's in context, I'm going to use the American spelling with a Z instead of an S. Polarization comes from to polarize and was originally coined by a French physicist in the 17th century. Now, I'm not going to go into an explanation of why he used that term, but essentially it means that light oscillates between two states, so to polarize, so from one state to an opposite state. Polar comes from the Latin polus and means opposite in character. This relates to the poles of the Earth in that you have 2 points on opposite ends of a globe spinning, so on an axial ends. This goes back to a much older Proto-Indo-European word meaning to turn, as in seeing the stars turn in the sky as the Earth rotates. Right, who's next? Cambridge, it's that place somewhere over there. Cambridge's shortlist was Brat, Equitarian, Manifest and Resilience. And the winner was Manifest.
Manifestation.
Often used by grifters on the internet, manifest means something which has been revealed to the eye or the understanding. Using manifest as a verb has gained in popularity according to Cambridge because of influencers on the internet. Cambridge only added this sense in 2023, but the word itself is much older. Like much older. Manifestus is a Latin word and means something which is obvious or evident, and comes from a sense of a crime or offence being committed. Man meaning hand, and festus meaning caught or hold or grab, so sort of being caught in the act, or indeed caught by hand. Other words featuring this word particle are manage, manual, manipulate, demand, command, manufacture, and manure. The festus particle could be linked to infestus, as in to attack, so to catch or to grab or to hold. Anyway, on to the next. Dictionary.com shortlist was brain rot, brat, weird, demure, extreme weather, and Midwest nice. And the winner was demure. I've already done a video short on demure, and I'll stick a link in the description, or maybe up here, maybe I won't. But it does amaze me that, 6 months ago we were completely in the grip of this word. And now I barely remember why that mattered. Yesterday's news and today's chip paper, I guess. So what about me? What about my word of the year? Almost all of the previous nominations were based on, search volume, so basically a public vote in some sense. I have neither that luxury nor that curse, although I could probably link it to my most popular video, but then we'd just be talking about Romany words for the rest of the time. So I'll pick my own. My word of the year for 2024 was, and I've already said it a couple of times in this video, grifter. We live in unprecedented times, but not completely unrecognisable. Grifters who con their audience into some untruth and then monetize that attention to sell something which is probably bollocks, have always existed, and in fact are able to rise their slimy little heads right above the parapet every time there's a communications revolution. So the last time it happened was television, the time before that was radio, and the time before that was the printing press. There's an excellent video by the Vlogbrothers, which I again will link in the description, which describes this process and sort of gives us some guidance on how to go forward. So we've always contended with charismatic, clever, and often charming people who claim to be able to solve the world's problems with 3, 5, or even 12 rules. We've always been sold political dreams where we can have clean and tidy and crime-free streets if we just blame it and get rid of just that one group of people. And we've always been told that we can be fitter, thinner, better looking, have more sex if we just drink this snake oil. There is no clear etymology for the word grifter, but it likely comes from the word to graft, as in to work or one's occupation, a grafter. The challenge, of course, is to spot a grifter and then to work out whether that grifter is working against you or with you. Anyway, happy new year. May it be successful and stable, and go and do something that's good for you, like, I don't know, phone your mum, or go for a walk, or don't have a beer, have a smoothie. That's a good option, isn't it?